Hello there, and welcome into the original Father-Son voiceover podcast studios. Across from me is my dad, Todd. I'm Hudson, and on the couch is John from
And we want to welcome back
Pro.
John.
Welcome back.
John was on a trip with Drew.
Short or extended, kind of an extended weekend.
A cold caller, Drew.
Yes.
Lead cold caller at VO Marketing Pro. And John was on an extended weekend, but working weekend.
Yes.
You were working for VOMP while you
We
were
call them cold
visiting.
call cadets.
Yep.
Yeah. Visiting Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina.
Yep.
With Drew, who's a bonds underwriter for West Bend.
West Bend Mutual Insurance. Yep.
He does that, and then he goes into the phone booth and gets his cold caller cape on and does cold calls for VOMP.
And
Cape Crusader.
Mom then follows up with
Yeah.
the warmer responses from the cold calls.
And let's just, we won't name names or anything, but there was a couple of good cold calls that Mom made following up on the
this week.
cold calls and then warm calls on the cold calls.
And you know what's interesting is some people might not think, a lot of people don't know, you guys don't know who Mom is, but she's the person you want cold calling for.
Yeah.
She's done stuff for us for years, insurance, getting, stuff like that around for us. And I was listening to her the other day, and it's like, I wouldn't do that well as she did.
And go ahead. She's a 5-foot woman, and she is really nice on the phone, but like with regards to collections,
Money-wise?
my collection rate wouldn't be nearly as good because I'm busy and I just wouldn't be as organized. But she's like,
She puts it in such a way, too. She has a way of kind of
putting people
nagging people. That's not the right term. It's not nagging, but it's a form of staying in front of people.
Yep.
She's persistent, but not coming off as persistent.
Nagging. Yeah, right, exactly.
She gets that
She's
probably from
really
her dad.
good at that. Yeah, maybe.
Negotiating. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
we're going to talk about our numbers here because you don't want to let us talk. You don't want to let us. You don't want us to sit here and talk about stuff that you don't care about. So anyway.
Well, cold calls.
I mean, I think that
just
because they care about Mom too.
Yeah.
Mom doesn't get much press, but she's the backbone behind the business.
Well, and Drew doesn't get much either, but he does a very good job with cold calls.
She's the one pulling the strings behind Dad.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, let's do our VOMP numbers.
Yeah, so 45 warm responses. We've been in that range the past few weeks, so it's not. If it sounds kind of redundant, it isn't, but it's in that neighborhood of 45 warm responses, 13 auditions this week, and we had 6 jobs. Kimberly Young, recurring client.
Boom. Of course.
Mike Stout times 2.
Boom, boom. Stout money.
Butch McCain,
a brand new guy.
Yep.
Congratulations, Butch.
Welcome on board.
You're an anomaly because that just doesn't happen much.
He's a good voiceover talent, but that's an anomaly to how quickly you can get jobs usually.
Typically takes months, maybe
years.
It's his first month.
That's 4.
So, and then we count yours. You got a new client, and you'll talk about that. And then Hudson got a job.
I sure did.
So that's 6. We have one that we're just back and forth with the talent, just making sure that everything's okay with that. And then we had a couple good warm responses for some VO talent this morning, and we're waiting to hear back on that. So hopefully we're going to report on jobs next week on that.
Was the one that you're talking about cryptically, was that the political one you're talking about, or was that the other one? Well, that's the one
that I'm talking about this morning.
He did.
Another person.
We need to. I was just signing an NDA on that one.
Yep. Sorry. Yep. Don't want to make VOMP have to talk more than they can. Talk out of school.
Yep.
Well, good. That's a good week. That's a great week.
Yep. Those are reported. So.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
All right. On to my numbers. 7 warm responses. I got 1 audition this week. 0 recurring clients this week. That hurt. And then I had a new client this week. It's one of those ones that they were out there in the distance, and I just couldn't grab onto it. And they finally came to me and said, "Read it for us."
Gotta have you.
Yep. Say it, baby. And then Upwork, I had 2 jobs. I put up 3, but I meant 2. $36.45, so $40 and $50. And then I had 2 jobs on Fiverr.
And a decent one this time.
$50.
Nice.
Yeah, and 10. Yep. So that is plus 7 hours of editing for you. $669 total. But caveats here. Got a call from a guy in Northern Ireland, and he wants to work.
No, you didn't. I'm not very good at it.
I don't know if that accent.
I did.
Either one of those.
I did get an email.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying
Ireland,
the accent.
My accent is not good. I'm an old Norwegian.
Wee bit of
German.
Irish. That's what you think every time. And so they would like to do a session with me.
Boom.
That's about as much as I'll talk about that. And then I've got another couple jobs sitting out there as well that just are not coming in. So if you're watching and you're the video production companies, you can send them my way because I'm ready.
And the production company in Ireland used me last year, and but I said, well, why didn't they call me back instead of you? They said they wanted a younger voice. Yeah. See, there's something out there for everybody.
Sure is. Yep. So there's my week, $669 short of my $750 again, but with the promising more work to come.
Yeah.
It's got to come through the levee at some point here.
Yeah, it's just going to all of a sudden, it's going
to all of a sudden what?
I know that there are some people that talk with our coach, Bill DeWeese, and they'll say stuff like, I'm working part-time and I'm sending out quite a few emails and I'm getting some agents and I'm on Upwork and Fiverr. What happens if I get so busy all of a sudden? And how will I do this? Will I give a 2 weeks notice and stuff like that? And Bill, I think typically, and what I would say, and I say it to you guys too, is don't worry. That just doesn't happen. I mean, again, there's anomalies. Mm-hmm. Maybe all of a sudden the dam will break and there'll be, just the levee will break.
There you go.
And the water will just come pouring over the jobs.
The water will be pouring over the jobs.
Will just start coming in. But the point being is that's unusual. They'll probably start trickling in, and they'll keep trickling in. And
you'll start to know.
You'll start to know, hey, I think if you were working part-time, I think I can replace my income now, finally. Where you, are full-time, but I still don't think that it's going to just all of a sudden just blast. You're not going to all of a sudden go from having 5 jobs a week to 25 jobs a week.
It's like going to the gym. You're not going to work out,
right.
2 months and think, I'm just getting way too big.
Yeah, that's what I get concerned about.
You get afraid that you're going to blow up.
Too muscular.
Yeah. Just drive by the gym for Dad.
I get very concerned with how much,
So, anyways, let's hear your numbers, Dad.
Okay.
Don't sound so excited about them.
Well, I'm not very excited about it. 3 weeks in a row where I'm below my desired income for the week, which is $6,000. Fiverr, $990.80. John, who runs my Fiverr account too, and we've been talking about whether I need to lower my prices just a tad bit more. So we're keeping an eye on that. I did some more Upwork stuff. And I got a job.
For a job.
Yep, I got a job for $90.
That would have put me right over the top. I would have been $1
That's
short.
right. Sorry about that. Oh well, you got that job from Northern Ireland from me, so that was $750. I guess you won that battle.
Talking about my jobs to people.
And then direct email marketing, $2,313.74. My total was $3,394.54. $3,394.54. I'm beating the bushes yet. I did some voices.com auditions. Still not even a message from somebody.
Let me see.
That's kind of unusual, but that's the way it is. Becky, we talked about her a little bit earlier. She did some cold, not calling, but emailing of quote cold clients that haven't used me for a couple of years. And then I've been sending out a few more Upwork proposals. Mm-hmm. So I did get one new client. It was the client, I don't know how carefully you watch these, probably not. But a week ago, I talked about, I had 3 clients. And I said, it's kind of funny because I didn't expect those 3 clients. I expected a new client from Canada, but he didn't come through. And in fact, he said, I don't even know if they're going to go with you. Well, they came through for a $700 some training videos that you did the editing for.
I sure did.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
What was I'm trying?
We were just going to talk about a little bit. Like we talked about how in our Todd's tips just earlier about you were practicing what you preach when
Oh,
you're slow.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
somebody like you who's proven over years that you make good money and you're established. You have a couple weeks here that have been slow, and you've been doing what you've been teaching me and telling other people. Instead of just, saying, well, I don't do, it's under, it's under $200. I don't do any jobs under $200. You're trying to get your goal. And so
Yep.
who cares if you do 10 $200 jobs? You want to get to $6,000. And that's
Yep.
what I'm doing. It's like, who cares if I do 7 $40 jobs? I'll do that because I'm just trying to get to $750.
Yeah.
And I just was saying that you were doing that, even though you're somebody who's even ahead of where you were at last year at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You're still beating those bushes and you're hustling, like I said. And
Yeah.
that's just, it's good to see that. I see it. You guys don't see that as much, but your week looked more like what my week looks like, where you were trying to scratch and claw for any work that you can get, where you usually, because of how long you've been in voiceover and all of the work you've done up front, it comes in quite a bit. Not that you don't do work for it, but it comes in more naturally, where I have to keep pushing that boulder up the hill, as we say.
Yeah, and you can do what you want to do, but I've gotten used to over my life just working 8 hours a day. So I just think, I mean, I don't.
You work an 8-hour job. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's obviously less. Sometimes it's a little bit more when you own your own business, and I help your business in VOMP. But I just try to go to work every single day, and
You're open for business.
Like my Todd's tips. I don't whine. I don't know what's going on with the industry. I don't know if this is indicative of it. I don't know if I'm losing jobs to AI. I don't know if things have finally caught up. I just don't spend a whole lot of time worrying about it. I think about it, but I don't flail and I don't whine, and I just go to work and I just keep beating the bushes, and maybe I'll need to change a few things, but we're just.
You talked about that last week,
yeah.
about your Todd's tips was you work on a
project by project basis, or no, by a day by day,
hourly, or
what I'm trying to make hourly and daily,
and instead of a project. So anyway, that has been our numbers. Unless Johnny has something else.
Nothing.
Thank you for watching. If you want more content like that, you can subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything like this. If you don't like it, then you don't have to.
And if you have questions, it's been a while since we've been on the couch.
Thank
we
you.
are glad to. I know one gentleman wanted to hear a little bit of the background of my life, and we're planning on doing that. So how I got into voiceover, and maybe what we could do is, I could come up with a little bit of an outline, just walking us through, and maybe you guys could then fill in the blanks and help me remember some things that might be of interest with regard to my career, how I got started, different things like that.
Yeah.
Any questions?
We'll take care of them for you. You can email us, hudsonbarsness@yahoo.com. Demond will put it right here.
You can stay anonymous if you don't want to have.
Yeah, and you can stay anonymous. We won't say your name.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, we can just take the question here, or even if you don't want us to talk about it on a video, we'll
answer it.
We'll answer it via email in a private email. There you go. There it is. If you're interested in something more laid back, something more fun, at least we think is fun, you can check out our original father-son voiceover podcast, episode 59, coming out Wednesday. So keep your heads up, and we'll see you later.